What's up, YouTube? It's Jean-luc here. Yeah, I just wanted to add another video to the gospel series, the first series I'm going to do. And what I wanted to bring up today was why we need the gospel. And this is so easy to understand. This is kind of easy to understand if you're a very born-in Christian, as you've been for a while, or even just been going nowadays, like I've been for the past year now, because I haven't been a Christian my whole life, but God's been moving through me this past year. And yeah, so why we need the gospel. This was never really explained to me, and I've been a Catholic my whole life until like last year when I turned Christian. No dish to Catholicism. I don't mean anything bad by it, but I never really understood why we needed the gospel. I never understood why Jesus needed to come down. I never understood what exactly Jesus did, which was die for our sins. And that sounds so like cliche, like yeah, he died for our sins. Okay, that's great to know. Good, awesome, yeah. But it's so necessary that he died for our sins because when we look at the status quo of heaven, the status quo is perfection, and we aren't perfect as people. I learned that very easily. We're not perfect as people. We've all lied at some time, most likely. We've all committed adultery at some time, most likely. We've all stolen something, most likely, when you were a little kid and you went to a candy store and you saw like that little peppermint 5 cents. You're like, ah, the store won't miss that. 5 finger discount. Yeah, but all those kind of things are sins, and there's actually a lot more than that. I'm not gonna name them all because I don't got that time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just being honest. All right. So yeah, when we bring up how we all have sinned, well, when we come to the conclusion that all humans have sinned, most likely, except for one, and that was Jesus Christ, and why he needed to die. Well, we needed a perfect sacrifice. When in the Old Testament, which was before the New Testament, where Jesus was the New Testament. Like when Jesus was born, that's when the New Testament began. When Jesus was born, the Old Testament was before that. That was BC, before Christ. So think of it, like the 33 years are missing, then the AD, and then you got the BC. That's before Christ. That is Old Testament. That is old school. That's the OG Testament. Yeah. So when we look at it, we see that they offered up sacrifices like sheep, lambs. They usually offered up their cleanest lambs, but lambs could only last so long, and they would also only be for a few people. Like you can only offer it up for your family. Well, we need someone that would die for everyone, and that's exactly what Jesus did. He died for everyone. He took all the whips he did because he had you in mind, as he had me in mind. He took the beatings, he took the brutality, he took what he did not deserve, as Pilate knew, the person who put him on the cross, or was at least told to, the Roman, not the Roman emperor, I forgot how to say it, but he was like the head of Jerusalem. He had to make sure that they stayed in contact, and that it was never overruled by Romans. That Romans stayed as a ruler. Sorry, I'm just awkward. I don't really get political stuff very well of old times. Yeah, not a history major. But when we look at Pilate, he asked everyone, like, what did he do wrong? Why do you want me to put him on a cross? They just kept on saying, crucify him, crucify him. As you will read, if you start reading the Gospels, or if you already read them, you remember they didn't really have an answer. They just said, crucify him. The only one that had an answer was Sanhedrin, and they were saying blasphemy, which is going against God, but God did not go against God, and Jesus is God, so why would he go against himself? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. God put a veil in between their eyes. But we needed Jesus to die for us. We needed this because when he died for our sins, that means a lot to us, because then now we are finally set free. When say you were handcuffed, like this, you can only move your hand so far. Well, Jesus took those handcuffs and said, I'm strong enough to rip this apart like I ripped up the Red Sea, and he just went, bang. Let me scoot back. Bang, yeah. So he went the full way. Nothing was left. It was all shattered. There is no more handcuffs. You are completely free of sin. That's what Jesus did for us on the cross. He completely tore apart the veil. He took the veil, ripped it in two. You can say it was handcuffs, the veil, whatever you want to say. He took it and ripped it in two because we don't need it anymore. We are free now. For grace, for love. That's what the gospel really truly is. It's the story of grace and love, like I said in my last video. And when he did this, he said we are forgiven. We're forgiven of putting him up on that cross because we were the ones that sinned because of it. And that's why he had to go up out of there. But we see the love that God has and that he was still willing to die for us, even though he didn't have to. He was never forced to. He could have gone off the cross. He could have done anything he wanted to. But he knew what he had to do if he wanted to save us. And that's what God did. He wanted to save his best creation that was made in his image. Yes, so that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love y'all.